Okay, welcome back. In the previous lecture, I showed you how to upload your copied files from the landing page you want to pursue and put it onto your server. Now, when you put it on your server, you're not done yet. You still need to make edits to the landing page for two main reasons. The first one is that you need to replace all the tracking links within the code. Otherwise, it's going to go to the previous affiliate's campaign and earnings. And number two, you should edit out any extra scripts because these could steal conversions from you. And some affiliates just tend to have click stealing type of scripts in it so that if you do copy their landing page, they'll potentially get some of your clicks and earnings. So we need to edit the landing page so that it all goes to us. So to do that, just make sure you're in the proper folder where you uploaded the files and look for the index.html file and right click it and click HTML edit and then proceed from there. When the opens up, you're going to click the source button up here and it should turn the visual landing page code into the actual HTML code. Now, at first, this is going to be super confusing. It was for me when I first started because I'm not what I consider a technical type of guy, but I'll make this easier for you, hopefully. And the way to do that is we need to first exchange out all the tracking links of this affiliate to our tracking links. Now, typically, if you just hit Control F and look for code like /click, typically, sometimes you might see all their affiliate links pop up because most people tend to use volume and the ending thing is like this, or bmob usually has a click in the URL. But if you cannot find the affiliate tracking link, simply open up the landing page like so and look for the hyperlinks of the product. So for example, we're scrolling down, we see the product is called Keto XS. So what I'm going to do is go back into the code, hit Control Find, and look up Keto XS. And I'm going to see his tracking link right here. So once I found that, I copied the tracking link and I hit Control F and I pasted it, and it shows you that his tracking link and affiliate link needs to be changed 31 times. It shows up 31 times in the signing page, so we need to edit out each and every one of them. A faster way to do this, if you have a landing page with a lot of links, is to simply open this up in a Word document and do find and replace all of these occurrences. Now, that also begs the question, what do we replace these tracking links with? To do that, you're going to have to go into bmob. Now, if this is your very first time doing this, you don't have bmob set up yet. So I do have a separate lecture series for that. So chances are once you finish this lecture and you go through the tracking series, you're going to have to come back to this lecture again and complete it to fully understand it. So once you're in bmob, assuming you completed those lectures, you're going to go to settings and you're going to hit tracking URLs. And you're going to see your click URL, and all you're going to do is copy it. And for each occurrence, you're going to replace it. So instead of this tiny link URL, we're going to put our bmob tracking link. Again, a faster way to do this is open this up in Word, find and replace all of these previous links, and simply just put yours in to replace all. Now, once you replace all the tracking links to your own, the next important thing is that you must remove scripts. So the easiest way to do that is simply hit Control F and look up this script code. And you can see that it shows up 9 times. And what I'm going to do is remove these scripts because these are his scripts. And they could be for multiple things, but sometimes they hide code in here that could redirect traffic to their own campaign. So what you're going to do is simply just remove scripts. So Google Tag Manager, that's not for us. So we're going to remove all those Google Tag Manager scripts and just hit delete. And of course, to make sure you're not messing up the landing page, you could just delete one string at a time, save it, and then refresh your landing page to see how it affected it. For the most part, it's not going to make any visual changes because we're not messing with any of the style. And these codes tend to be encoded, so you can't really understand what's going on here. It looks confusing, but chances are it could be a click stealer script or something else that we don't really need, like all of this type of stuff here. When we move the scripts, you can kind of see the HTML that should look more familiar. We have the landing page headline, favicons, and so on. I have the script here I'm going to delete. Actually, this script is, I believe, from one of my extensions. So you might have to be familiar with your extensions too to better understand. But for the most part, that cleans it up. And you're going to repeat this process, especially when you see stuff that doesn't really make sense or doesn't really affect the landing page. Just simply delete it, refresh your landing page, and check it out. Again, I recommend use the Control F feature so you could easily find scripts. And I also like to revert back to the folder and see if there's any JavaScript type of files that doesn't look like it's been using. For example, this is Google Tag Manager. We already removed this, but I would delete it as well. And then we have another JavaScript that I would remove as well too. Now, sometimes there are scripts that aren't going to hurt you if you keep it up there. For example, they might have pop-up scripts for exit pop-ups and so on. If you see some code in there that you're not familiar with, I would still remove it just to be safe. And you could always edit the landing page later after you launch it to get a better feel as to whether a split test warrants trying that exit pop again. So at least you have a benchmark to consider. And if there's a drop in conversions or performance, you can likely remove that test and might even consider that there is a script in there that is malicious to you and stealing conversions. For the most part, that's about it. If there is anything that you're not familiar with in the code, of course, you could post in the Q&A. I'll do my best to help you out. But you could kind of see if you do side by side the code and the landing page, most of the stuff will make sense. You'll see the text, you'll see the stylistics, and so on. And of course, if there's any script or affiliate link that you must exchange and replace, do so. And you should be good to go with your landing page after that. And you should be good at running traffic towards this safely and make sure you're earning the conversions. So I hope that helps. This is Paul Purdue from libertyblueprint.com. Take care, and I'll see you on a future lecture.